Hi guys, welcome to Dodgy's Garage. Something, today's a bit different. I'm in a truck and you probably hear a bit of an echo. We've got a little bit of problem with my truck. The compressor blew a gasket or a seal or something, started pressurising the tanks and blowing crap everywhere, which wasn't good. We fixed that, but we then found out it was left overnight. Because it pressurised, everything went hard. All these pipes were like hard as, it went hard. And what it done is it cracked the top of the radiator. So, it's leaking out of the top of the radiator. There's none in Australia. So, until we can find one, probably ex-USA, because these were built in America, being a freighter, we'll have to get one from the USA. God knows when that will be. So, what we're going to do is, to stop it from leaking, I'll show you in a sec, big crack all the way up the middle of it. So we're going to fibreglass it. Standard fibreglass. Some people will use glues and that, but because this whole top is cracked, well, it's probably got little stress fractures all the way along it. We'd have to use like a big bottle of glue to try and fill all that in to hold it, and then on some of these, when it does that, it'll go to the weakest point, which is where the glue stops, and it'll crack along there. So we're just going to fiberglass the whole top of the ear, so that covers the whole lot, and that will hold. So I've cleaned it. I've just got to do a bit of scuffing up to make sure everything sticks, and then it'll be done. Now, let me show you. I'll show you now if I can get in here, because I can't get in because it's too friggin' hard. Oh. Right, yeah. There you go. See what I mean about these stress. I'm not sure if that's a stress fracture or these. That's where the sticker was. You can see what I mean by a crack right up the top there. Now, I cleaned it up, so that's all right. So basically I want to go from along those ridges up until these ridges. So I'm just covering basically, say, from there all the way down to about here, because I think the crack's just, yeah, there. So go to about here, so that way it doesn't start splitting at the sides. And just fiberglass repair that. I've got a little fiberglass kit down there on the down there. Just a cheapie, everyday, I think it's Septone fiberglass kit. So I'll clean it up and we shall start doing it. Because she's just losing too much water. Literally just a little fountain like a bee's piss, just pissing out forward, and then it goes into there and down and makes its way God knows where. So we're going to fix this today. So let's get into it. Alright, just done it with sandpaper, and you can see how that's scratched up. Could go a little bit more. If I had a little flappy, I wasn't sure about getting the flappy disc on this because it is plastic and you don't want to go too hard and go through, but there's a name there that we could probably, we could have ground off, because that's basically where the crack stops, I think. But yeah, you can see that crack. But grounded around it, sanded it off using 180 grit. So that is cleaned. That'll give the resin something to key into to hold it, and that's definitely, you don't want it smooth, you want it clean. Use acetone on a rag, which is what we've got, and then cut some strips. And what I'm going to do is put a strip there, and then a strip over the top, and we'll overlap them. So that strip will actually probably come to here. Actually, depending on, I might just put fucking just two big ass strips, because you know what fiberglass is like when you cut it up in little bits. Because the weave is so open, it literally just falls into strands, and then you're sitting there trying to pick the strands up and put them back in. If anyone's done fiberglassing before, that stuff is a right pain in the ass. You can get close weave stuff, which would be more of a specialty item, not your generic stuff. That would be better, or even some carbon fibre, really tight weave, but that costs a lot. So Although if you have any, you know anyone who's doing carbon fibre and they have offcuts that are like little strips, grab them and save them for shit like this, because that would be perfect for radiators and plastic parts that crap. You just put a little bit of fucking fiberglass resin, a bit of bloody carbon fibre on it, and because it's such a tight, close weave, strong as, whereas the normal fiberglass is such an open weave that it's, yeah. But, alright, let's prep and get ready for the rest of it. Alright, so here we are. Found a little table. I've got my liquid, my resin, the activator. I haven't put that in yet. Gotta put the gloves on. So what we're going to do is throw the... Now of course some of you will be saying, ah, ain't going to work, yeah, get yourself a new one. There's none in Australia. $1,600 and there's none in Australia, so figure that one out. By the time we get one, it's going to be over $2,000. So doing this is needed. Right, so, oh you fucker. Ah. Great. All right, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 12, 15, 18, 20. Yeah. Give it a good mix. Mix it right up. Should be perfect. Don't worry if you don't put enough in, it'll eventually go off. Unfortunately, because I've put too much in, I think, we're going to have to be quick. So, paint it on. Get it in all the little bits that you're going to use it on. The little hollows, there's little hollows, as you would have seen on this side. So, lay the first one on. And then with this stuff, once it's wet, will just turn to mush. It will turn to mush. So make sure you get all the edges in. Basically, you shouldn't be able to see any white. White means there's air. It should all be dark. And it should mean that it's covered properly with enough stuff. See, it starts to... Now we'll put the second lot on. Get off. It's just a pain. You should be doing this, not me. It's your truck.
Yeah, but you drive it, so you broke it.
I broke it, I have to fix it. Yep, okay.
So, that sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, sounds about right.
I just pay for everything. You're the one that has to do these things.
Fine. Oh, I love the smell of good bloody fiberglass.
Yeah, as it's just like going through Maddington. I want the window down when I go past the paint, the full glass.
So that's then. I'll just put the, actually just a bit more gunk on there. Put him on there. And then we'll just
That's it.
put my glasses on and see what I'm bloody doing.
Put the resin all over your glasses so you can't see through your glasses anymore.
I can't close my glasses now. It sticks to my head. And then just tap this on. Don't go mad and start Otherwise you'll end up turning this into just a big pile of crap.
It'll suit the rest of the truck.
Well, that's true. So, and this takes, well, it's set on that dock at 2 hours. Now, I'm not sure until that's when it's firm, or if it takes longer than that to actually cure. I didn't actually read the docket or the instructions. Gotta read the deconstructions, peoples.
You're a male, you do things without reading the instructions, and if it doesn't work, then you go back to it.
Yeah. And don't throw them out until after you've read it for at least 3 times. Kind of like when you're doing a microwave dinner, you throw the packet away and you pull it out of the rubbish 3 times before you figure out how long you're supposed to leave it in there. Now that's overkill, but I like overkill. Because that...
So you just dab it down a bit on the front, and it's sticking out a little bit still.
There.
Other end.
Oh, that is actually sitting on the bits that are sticking out. The webbing, you could say.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is getting as much air out of this side as I can. Eventually, when it goes hard, you can cut that off.
Yeah, straight through the radiator top.
Straight through there. Yeah, you're not with a hacksaw. Just with a pair of tin snips or something. You can trim once it's dry. What I could have done, but I didn't bother because of all the, what's it, you put tape on either side to stop it from going anywhere. But because it's got the these things on either side, wells, it'll catch it. And that should be more than enough. More than enough.
Stay tuned. We'll find out on Tuesday.
Yeah, this is a long weekend, so this has got like 3 days to dry now. 2.5 days to dry, so that is more than enough. So just get your generic kit, is $36, I think it is for that one, and there is more than enough fiberglass to cover a bonnet. It is that big. The sheet is like it's just huge sheet. It's long, it's not square, so it's a rectangle about that long, I think, wasn't it?
Maybe a little bit longer.
About that long by about that width that I cut it, so about that.
Yeah.
So that by that sheet. And that was 150 mil, and I've still got another 50 mil left. And they reckon 40 drops in the cold, or 20 drops in the heat, of 250 mil, which is literally there, like the Homer fingers, there. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's 250 mils, and that'll cover a quarter of a square metre, and I only did 150 mils. So this stuff goes a long way, as you can see. So we'll leave that for now.
And we'll come back to it later.
And I'll come back to it when it's dry. That'll go right through it. And then later on, if you had a car, you'd sand it up, prep it, fill it, bog it, and then paint it. But that should do it. I am covered in this crap.
We don't need to sand it back because we're just waiting to get another radiator.
Do you want to take that? Thank you very much. Alrighty. Oh, there's the sandpaper. That's it. That's all you need to do. I love fiberglass. It's so easy, and it is a pain when you start and it just starts falling apart, which is why I try and do it like I just did. Alright. A couple of days later, I had a haircut. Let's see how this thing went. So it's had a few days to dry, and it's pissing down rain today, so with that. God, I ain't climbing up on these things. Alright, that looks mint. That's hard as. Now you could trim up some of this with a grinder, flappy disc. And the reason I went to the edges is because sometimes if you haven't figured out why it's doing what it does, you know, obviously if your radiator's stuffed, sometimes the pressure, it'll crack at the end of where you've done your repair. Now, because this has got extra ribbing all the way around it, oh, that's a bit, ooh. It ain't going to break. That's reinforced and it's covered to the reinforcement, so that's fine. That will not blow. And seeing that the reason why it went has been fixed, that should last now. That will not leak, considering it was only like a crack that was there, and this now goes the whole length of the bloody radiator. That is awesome. That is awesome. It's probably stronger than the original now, considering it's probably 20 something years old, that radiator. Oh, come on. How do I get out of there? Oh, damn it. Oh. Now, the reason it went, that big silver thing down there, that thing, is the air compressor. That air compressor, well, compresses air. That's the air compressor for the air brakes and everything else. The, what was it? One of the seals had let go, and it was actually pumping air into the cooling system. And then at night time it'd suck all the water out, so the tanks, air tanks, would be full of water. So that required a new pump. So once the pump was fixed, it was fine. Unfortunately, it had already done its damage on the radiator, and as I said, we can't find another radiator in Australia. So but that is fine. That is good. That's what I wanted. That'll now keep it going. That'll keep it going for probably forever now. That forever. I won't need to touch it. I should top it up as well. Yeah, it needs topping up. It's got no water in it. All right. That will do it. Actually, I'll top it up that way I can see if anything leaks out by tomorrow, because obviously today's the day off, long weekend. Start work tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll put some water in it, and that's it. So that's the job done. I can work safely now and not have to worry about that thing leaking. So all good. All right. Cheers for that. Comments, your bleep bloops, as he says. Put in the comments something or whatever if you want. And the Facebook page, click like if you like it. It's something different. It's a truck. Yeah, so a crappy truck. It's got 235 horsepower. This has got no guts whatsoever, and yet if you change the manifolds, turbos, intakes, manifolds, exhaust, I think it's 250 or something. You can get the next model of this thing, but I got the shitty one. It's so hard. It's got no guts, but at least it works. All right, that'll do it. So click like, all that stuff I said, and hopefully I'll have another one next week, because I didn't do anything this weekend besides this, and now it's raining. Summer's just disappeared. I don't know. Anyway, I'm happy. That's good. For a $30 pack for a fibreglass repair, that's done well, and we've still got shitloads more left, so we could repair. You said something else I need to repair? Oh, that's right. I could have taken this off and repaired that as well, but all right, that'll do me. All right, cheers guys, see you next time, and say hello to your mum for me. Whatever. All right, bye.